All right. Good evening. Today the 23rd. Day 22. Day 23. I think. January 23rd, 2024. We're getting through it. I didn't anticipate losing an animal would be so difficult, but it is, and here I am, and that is what it is. I'm not entirely sure how Jet is doing. He's 16. He's got some doggy dementia, so he kind of wanders around anyway. That's just sort of like his thing. Sorry, I have an itch on my nose. It's awkward because it looks like I'm picking it, but I'm not. 16, has some dementia, and he seems like he's more lonely. But I mean, I could be projecting myself onto him. I have no idea. All I know is that, he and I are in this together, and I'm just like really hoping that I have substantially more time with him. He's old, he's frail, he's mostly healthy right now, so I don't foresee anything coming, but it's really hard to not put your mind in that place of what if, So anyway, that's the update. I went on a run today, ran 4.5 miles, and probably 3 of those miles I was like sobbing. Like, I don't know if you've ever gone on a run while you're sad. I wasn't anticipating being sad on the run, but that's just how it happened. That's just how sadness happens. It comes over you in like a wave, and you can't really do much about it. And so I'm just like going on a run. And of course it's cloudy and gloomy and rainy out, but I'm going on my run and I'm doing my thing. And then it's just like, and I'm like, ah! Unfortunately, like if you're crying and you're on a run, like, I mean, people are going to, I think probably tell you're crying, but assuming that they don't, it's actually okay because it's cold out. You're running. You could be like sweating and your eyes watering. I don't know. All I know is that it was an emotional run. But just doing my best to be in it. And if anxiety has taught me one thing, it's that the only way around is through. So I'm not trying to pretend like none of this is happening or pushing it aside, or I acknowledge that it's not comfortable and I don't like it and I wish it wasn't the case. But that is truly how anxiety, I feel like, and grief could be correlated. I don't know how, but they are. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on me anymore, but what I do want to talk about is something I read in The Artist's Way. It's a really good book. I've started it and I'm having trouble like staying committed, but like I'm doing the work. I'm trying to anyway. But I was reading it the other day and there was something about trying to like do something so quick in order to be good at something really fast instead of being willing to sort of suck at something for a while. And like, you wouldn't know from watching these that I've worked in film, or I feel like I'm a decent photographer. I have a design eye. I truly started this thing with the mindset of like, go into journaling about your daily life and be shitty at it. Like just just put up the camera, put up a light, and start talking. Like, the quality and the content, you know, those things will come more in time as it unfolds, but like this sort of natural, this raw, unedited, self-expressive version of this, like, I think it's what brings sort of truth to this, for me anyway. So, you know, if you're new and watching this, then just know that, like, this ain't like primetime television. This isn't like quality YouTube content. This is just some random dude who's like talking, but that's by design. So, I'm gonna read this little excerpt from one of the chapters. It's from week 1. So the book is like, it goes on, it's an 8-week course. 12-week course. And the whole point of it is to, how like we as artists can, how do we recover, how do we recover the inner artist that is in each of us, basically. We kind of acknowledge that, like, somewhere along the way that artist was lost, or it wasn't fostered in the right way, or it sort of diminished or dwindled somehow, or we're doing a job that's kind of tangential to the art itself, but not the art itself. And so this book, the design of it, as I understand it, is to help guide you sort of like back into the lane of your art, or discovering what that is. And I really view like this channel for me as like, this is the early phase of me recovering as an artist. I know that I'm an artist in my heart, but I haven't executed in a long time. So, okay. So if you like are curious about where this is, it's on page 29, and under the section Protecting the Artist Child Within. And I think, let's see, where do I want to start? Okay, let's just do this whole section because, you know, to me it's pertinent. Okay, so protecting the artist child within. Remember, your artist is a child. Find and protect that child. Learning to let yourself create is like learning to walk. The artist child must begin by crawling. Baby steps will follow, and there will be falls. Yetchy. I never heard that word. Yeki? Oh, yucky first paintings. Yeah. Beginning films. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even read that part. Okay, so sorry. Baby steps will follow, and there will be falls. Yucky first paintings. Beginning films that look like unedited home movies. Great. First poems that would shame a greeting card. Typically, the recovering shadow artist, and the shadow artist is a term that she defines earlier, which is that the artist who lives in the shadows, the artist who doesn't actually do the art, but the artist who sort of acts tangentially to it, who has not come out of the shadows. So typically, the recovering shadow artist will use these early efforts to discourage continued exploration. Judging your early artistic efforts is artist abuse. This happens in any number of ways. Beginning work is measured against the masterworks of other artists. Beginning work is exposed to premature criticism, shown to overly critical friends, for instance. In short, the fledgling artist behaves with well-practiced masochism. Masochism is an art form long ago mastered, perfected during the years of self-reproach. This habit is the self-hating bludgeon with which a shadow artist can beat himself right back into the shadows. In recovering from your creative blocks, it is necessary to go gently and slowly. What we are after here is the healing of old wounds, not the creation of new ones. No high jumping, please. Mistakes are necessary. Stumbles are normal. These are baby steps. Progress, not perfection, is what we should be asking of ourselves. I freaking love that. Like, this Like I haven't shown you day one of all these journals because I felt so fucking stupid recording it. I was just like, this feels awkward. Blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like sitting here super comfortable talking to whoever's watching this. And I read this and I'm so encouraged myself to continue to like explore this new medium for myself. I mean, I don't care if this gets 1 view. I don't care if it gets 1 million. I don't care if it gets 0. I don't care if I get any subscribers from it. To me, like, I feel like I'm practicing what is going to be my art and my art form. And it's just like so exciting. So, okay, this is the main part I wanted to read. Okay, sorry, I'm excited. Too far, too fast, and we can undo ourselves. Creative recovery is like marathon training. We want to log 10 slow miles for every 1 fast mile. This can go against the ego's grain. We want to be great, immediately great, but that is not how recovery works. It is an awkward, tentative, even embarrassing process. There will be many times when we won't look good to ourselves or anybody else. Case in point. We need to stop demanding that we do. And this is key. It is impossible to get better and look good at the same time. I love that. It's impossible to get better and look good at the same time. But think about like any social media post, any YouTube post, like we see these people who have been working constantly and we see the final product. We don't often see the process that goes into that. And not just like the time-lapse process of what ends up being the end result. We don't see the bullshit that wasn't recorded or the horrible 10 takes that came before the one good one. So it is impossible to get better and look good at the same time. Remember that in order to recover as an artist, you must be willing to be a bad artist. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. By being willing to be a bad artist, you have a chance to be an artist, and perhaps over time, a very good one. When I make this point in teaching, I am met by instant defensive hostility, and then in quotes, but do you know how old I will be by the time I really learn how to play the piano, act, paint, write a decent play, end quote? Yes, the same age you will be if you don't. So let's start. And like, I it's funny, I'd read that before and I hadn't read it again since the other day. And I was like, man, there's so many little nuggets that I missed in that book. But, for me at about day 20, 21, 22, around the time that Layla was sick and passing, I started to just feel like this is stupid. No, like who cares? Who cares about these dumbass videos? Like, I kind of care about them, but I only care about them because they've become a part of my like daily routine. But otherwise, like, who fucking cares? No one cares about these videos. My family, maybe my sister, maybe my brother and my sisters. I bet they care, but everyone else, like, it doesn't really matter. So for me, I have to be doing this for myself. And whatever you are doing, if you feel like there is an artist within and you are discouraged because you don't know where to begin, then just remember a number of things. One is that I am right here doing it. I don't have 1 billion subs. I have like 20 subscribers. That doesn't matter to me. This is like this part of exchange with whoever an audience is that wants to receive it is for me what matters. And so you probably have an artist inside of you that is like hiding in the shadows, and you're afraid to like step out of that because you don't know that you're going to look good while doing it, because freaking everybody on social media looks good or is on a great vacation or put out this amazing thing. Everyone is doing just so good except for us, right? So, with that, my encouragement to whoever is watching this is that if you're an artist, take the first step, whatever that looks like. You don't have to show someone, it doesn't have to be a thing. And if you're like me, try to be prepared to be bad in front of people. Because that's kind of what this feels like on a daily basis, if I'm being honest. I think that's it for the day. I think that's it. So I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully it's a better day tomorrow for me. I would really like to have some reprieve emotionally, but in time, patience. All right. See you tomorrow.